Start it up. Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness, episode 5. Really excited about today's guest, Neema, aka Neema Naz.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to miss anything. Give a little introduction on yourself, who you are, what you do, and then we can get into it.
For sure, sounds good. So my name is Neema, aka Neema Naz. As he mentioned just now, I am a comedian, an actor, and all-around content creator. Last but not least.
No, last.
Yeah, I'm actually not a creator at all. Okay, I'm a fucking comedian. Don't ever think otherwise. I've been making. Because of the pandemic, I've just been making a lot of content, doubling down on that because stand-up is gone for God knows how long, and still doing auditions too, doing some acting, TV, movies.
Dope.
And yeah, it's pretty much
how old are you, bro? And where are you from?
Yeah, I'm 25, turning 26 this month, November 30th. Sag season. Shout out my Saggies.
Coming up.
So if y'all want to buy me a birthday present,
you already know
now's the time.
PayPal
You already know. PayPal, whatever. If you're in the States, yeah, exactly.
Cash App.
Venmo, Cash App, or just deliver me that money.
Let's go.
In the bag. Let me get that bag. So yeah, I'm turning 26, and I'm from Markham, Ontario. Born and raised in Scarborough, though.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
You're Persian background.
Yeah, I'm Persian. Actually, the first person in my entire family to be born in Canada.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, my whole family's from Iran, and all immigrants. They fled here as refugees.
Yeah,
of course.
And then they had me, and that's it.
You are.
Let's talk a little bit about how you got here now.
Yeah.
It's been a ride.
Busted my ass walking up 5 flights of stairs. That's how I got here.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
That was the most recent part.
Literally, yeah.
How long have you been making content for, or being a comedian?
Yeah.
Let me make. How long have you been a comedian for? And don't tell me you've been funny since you've been out the womb, okay?
Yeah. No, I've been a comedian since 2015. Technically, when I first started making content, so I dropped out of university to pursue this passion in comedy and acting and everything.
What were you taking? What were you?
I was at U of T doing kinesiology.
Okay.
So obviously, tough university to get into, but being pressured into going into these programs as a Middle Eastern kid, obviously I had to do it. But I realized after first year that it's not for me, and I need to do something I love. And so I finally dropped out, and then I had to audition just to get into this program at Humber called Comedy Writing and Performance. Okay. Which is a 2-year program.
Interesting. Never heard that before.
Yeah, no, I didn't know either until I found out later and after my first year at U of T. And yeah, so I started doing YouTube when I dropped out in end of 2014. So I did start off as a content creator technically.
Okay.
Boom, you got me there. But like my main thing was to go into stand up, obviously. And so when I got into the program, I just started doing stand up since 2015, and then now ever since I've been busting my ass doing stand-up, content online, acting for TV, movies, commercials, stuff like that. And
so when you took that step and you dropped out, let's say, which you did.
Yeah.
Where was it? Where was that comedy in you that said, no, I'm going to that program now? Because there has to be something that clicked there. You didn't just leave kinesiology.
Yeah.
Did one of your friends say, yo, you're fucking jokes, bro? Why don't you do something about this?
Yeah.
Like what was the moment there?
Oh man, there's so many indicators.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I've always been the funny kid growing up in my family, amongst my friends. I was always naturally drawn to making people laugh, or just telling jokes, cracking jokes, roasting my friends and even my own family. And so I was always just that goofy kid who was willing to make people laugh and put myself out there and make a fool of myself, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it always came easy to me. But when I was in university, I remember I was once again that guy in my ear. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, yo, Neema, I always laughing at my jokes. I'm always making people laugh. And then I finally got into that mode. I was like, oh, I'm this guy now.
Yeah.
And so that was actually the same year I was binging YouTube videos of stand-up comedians.
Okay.
And I was getting heavy into stand-up comedy finally. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I see these people on stage making people laugh just by things they're saying.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I would love to do this one day. And I actually was watching Russell Peters as a kid too on TV with my dad.
Legend, absolute legend.
And he was one of my first inspirations technically into, getting into comedy, but I just didn't know it at the time. Yeah. And so mid first year at U of T, one of my friends, he's like, "Hey man, you want to go to a comedy show?" And I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean? Like there's comedy shows?" I didn't know. Like, I've never been introduced to it yet.
Of course.
I just thought it was like online and stuff. I just didn't think I could go. And he's like, "Yeah, man, there's a comedy club downtown Toronto called Yuck Yucks." Yep. And I was like, "Oh, sick. Okay, cool." So we went, and it was the end of first year. So we went, and the show that we watched was on a Tuesday night. And on Tuesday nights at Yuck Yucks is something called a Humber Night Comedy Show. Okay. So I don't know obviously what that was or what that meant at the time. And so we're watching the show, and I'm seeing all these students, these young kids, like going up stage, doing 3 minutes of trash material. But I'm like fascinated because I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And like the whole environment of it all, the vibe was so fun. And I felt good. I felt good being there. I'm like, man, this is crazy. If this guy's saying this shit on stage, he's making like random people laugh, I could definitely do that too. I just didn't know at the time. And then it clicked for me. After the show, I asked one of the guys, I was like, "Yo, man, what is this like Humber program thing you guys are doing?" And so he's like, "Yeah, man, every Tuesday night, the Humber comedy program at Humber, they come to Yuck Yucks and they do like their best 2-3 minutes. It's an amateur night, whatever." Okay. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. Humber has a comedy program." It's like, what the fuck is a clown college? The fuck? Pretty much. This is insane. And so I went home that night. And I searched up this program and I saw the courses they offered and I was like, "Holy shit." I fell in love immediately. I was like, yo, this is insane. I would love to do all these things. Stand-up, acting, improv, physical comedy, sketch writing, TV writing, all that stuff. And so I was like, yo, I have to do this. Okay. This is for sure. Like,
so was that like you being in that environment kind of just woke you up and be like...
It did.
You're like, well, okay. Then you start to look into it more and you're like, what? This is happening around me and I didn't know?
Exactly. So it's kind of... It was something that just clicked for me like right away. And so I made the decision to go home that night and think about it. And then actually it was perfect timing because that was when my brother, he also went to U of T and he changed paths. He finished, but he changed paths. Okay. That was the same week he did that. Wow. He went from doing kinesiology to, he's like, I want to go to culinary school. Okay. So when he's older than me. So when he told my parents and I saw how they reacted, they're like, all right, we're like, I mean, if you want to do that, then it can't stop you.
Well, that was my next question. I was going to say like, okay, what's the reaction from your parents now when you're like, all right, cool, like I'm switching paths and like it's not like I'm going from kinesiology to sociology or economics. It's like, yo, I'm going from kinesiology to fucking comedy.
And add the fact in that obviously you have a foreign family. Like us, we have Italian parents where it's just like, you can't. What's that?
It's not
what
easy.
are you doing?
Talking about?
Make money with a video. And make money.
You know, go do your fucking work.
Right? So how was that transition? Because I know a lot of people, they don't end up making that decision because of people like their parents, the people closest to them, right? That obviously they care the most, but sometimes they don't understand where you're trying to go with it, right? So how was that?
Yeah, what was the reaction?
Yeah, so I remember when I saw my brother tell my parents and how they reacted, that was the moment when I was like, yeah, this has to happen now. Yeah. Because now is my chance to slide in there. And also be like, hey, I don't want to do this either.
Yeah, just piggyback off it.
Yeah, piggyback, exactly. Which was perfect because it worked out in my favor because they couldn't deny me. They already let my brother, do whatever he wants. And like, I'm the youngest one. And so I just like I told them like, hey, like I hate being in school. I don't like doing academics, even though I'm good at it. Yeah. I just don't. Humble brag, by the way.
I'm a fucking genius, but I just don't
I'm fucking smart at math and science, but fuck that shit. So I told them that, and then I was like, yeah, I want to do comedy. Like this is my passion. Like I have to do it. I feel like it's for me. Like I need to go into it somehow. Yeah. And then they're like, well, okay, are you sure? I was like, yeah, like 100%. I'll drop out tomorrow. Wow. Like I was like confident.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to deny that.
Yeah, no, you can't. And like they're like, okay, well, obviously they realize that we're not changing this guy's mind. Yeah. So they're like, all right, well, like my dad was disappointed at first, obviously,
of course. Yeah.
And then my mom was worried and scared. She started crying. She's like, like, how are you gonna make money? All this shit, like whatever. Obviously, like I don't blame them because they don't know because they came from Iran, like a fucking.
Yeah, they just want to protect you. They just want you to do what's best for you. Like.
Yeah,
of course.
But it's like also comedy is outside of their realm of thought.
Sure,
they don't have that shit back home.
Of course.
You tell jokes, you get hanged. Like literally, that's how it is.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Literally.
Well, don't tell any jokes there.
No, I won't. No, bro, I'm not even allowed there. So it's like not gonna happen. Yeah. So that's why I understand where they're coming from in terms of like, you know, why they wanted me to go to the academic route. I get it with immigrant parents, and so many others. But I was very lucky to have my parents where they're like, yeah, well, okay, well, if you're gonna do this, like, you better be 100% sure about this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, no, for sure. Like,
and then the pressure was on you, and you're
pressure
like,
was on me. And I was like, I love the pressure.
Yeah.
And then it's like fast forward, and your mom and dad are in the videos.
I know, right?
That shit kills me, but we'll get to it. We'll get to that.
So
But
I pretty much dropped out, and it was funny because when I dropped out, I still had to audition for the other program.
Yeah.
So there's a chance I wouldn't even get in.
sure, they probably took like a certain amount of students, whatever.
So they took only 20 students.
Oh shit!
And out of like 300.
Wow.
So I was like, I took that risk.
Yeah.
Dropping out of a fucking nice program.
And then if you didn't get in, what? You have to wait till the next.
I can't go back. I have to like do something else.
This guy's gonna go yuck yucks.
Yeah,
literally. The yuck yucks we go.
Yeah, I would have to leave home. Like I can't come back. There's no way I can come back. Yeah. I need at least a few months off.
Okay, talk to me about the confidence that you had starting compared to now, because we just had a conversation a little bit before we started recording, and you told us you're very confident in the stuff you're putting out.
Yeah.
And I think rewind maybe 4 or 5 years when I first saw you, and you were kind of about to do a stand-up for this Christmas party that we were at.
Shout out NRG for the Christmas party.
Where was that confidence? Like, how did you even do that? Because a lot of people would have just been like, "Yo, I can't say this type of joke," or "I don't." How do you maneuver past those things and just stay true to what you want to say from the beginning? From what I've seen.
Well,
to be honest.
I think it's also important because doing comedy in school, for your case, is a lot different than actually getting on stage and doing stand-up comedy. Like it's easy to do in front of the same class, 20 people every time, right?
Yeah.
You know, so that's my question. Where'd the confidence come from? Because a lot of people, they'll be successful for years and they still won't be that confident, right?
Yeah.
They'll kind of be just shaky about it. So what makes you stay confident towards, I guess, your jokes, first of all, and then just to yourself so that no one can really bring you down?
Yeah, so I actually started with when I dropped out of university, and I created my own YouTube channel. And at that point, I was already watching a lot of YouTube, for, like binging it for that whole year.
Yeah.
Pranks, sketches, you know, like stand up.
Yeah.
I saw all these people doing funny stuff, and I was like, I just had that in me naturally. So I was like, if these guys can do it, I can do this too.
Yeah.
And I actually want to be a comedian. Some of these people aren't comedians; they're just doing funny shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why should I stop myself from also doing this?
Yeah.
So when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm gonna be terrible right now because I'm being in front of a camera for my first time ever.
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere.
Of course.
For
And
sure.
I knew this. I had a plan going in. I was like, you just have to learn, start from scratch, and it's gonna be bad at first, but you have to keep progressing every week, being consistent, and you will eventually get better and better, which I did. Of course. And that's what helped me a lot. Gave me a big advantage over a lot of other people because
you have to make yourself uncomfortable.
You have to make yourself uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. Of
course.
And so that really helped me a lot in terms of my confidence on stage. It's because it all like intertwines together.
Yeah.
Stand up helped me get more comfortable on camera, and on
vice
camera,
versa.
Vice versa, right? So, you know, with material wise, I just stuck at first. I just did stuff that was very relatable to myself, that I found funny. And I just did it, even though it could have been very hacky, very like simple, very whatever, easy. But also then you have to start somewhere. Of course. So in terms of confidence, I just like, I knew in the back of my head, I can never give up.
Yeah.
So I have to take the L if I have to.
Keep going.
Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, then you also went and did like, and I know this because Macri, shout out Macri.
Yeah, shout out Macri. Yeah.
You went and did stand up like overseas, no?
Yeah.
So like talk a little bit about that because I think that's super important. Like if we're talking confidence, like you stepped up in front of like foreigners, not even like people in Canada who might understand your humor better. Like what was that like?
It was sick, man. I loved it. I love making anyone laugh in the world. Doesn't matter where I am. And I was in Germany. I was in Berlin. Did a couple shows there, and they actually received it really well. And it was like some of the best shows I've done. Was overseas. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I feel like they're more willing to laugh over there as well.
Yeah.
Compared to Canada and the States.
Like, not trying to look for anything wrong with everything. Yeah.
They're just they're ready to laugh, and like their English isn't as good as back home. Yeah. But they still understand what's going on. Of course. And they also appreciate if you have confidence and you're actually trying.
There you go.
They just like they'll laugh, right? So that was a very fun experience, and also gave me a lot of perspective of like, man, like the whole world will laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's huge.
Anything, you know,
and
like,
then you're
so,
kind of looking at it now like, wow, the whole world can laugh with me. Like with my jokes, with my skits, all this kind of stuff, right? So you're not narrowed down to pleasing Toronto, for example.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
You want to make it as wide as possible, a wide variety.
Yeah.
Because,
So by taking that, and now we fast forward to like the beginning of this year when your content really starts to hype up and you're fucking going at it 20 videos a day, right?
Yeah.
That's where you can really see like, yo, the world wants to laugh with me, because I feel like you probably have had so many people reaching out from all over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk. I think I want to talk about that. I want to talk about now this year, the steps you took. COVID comes around, all this stuff happens. Maybe break down the beginning of the year and kind of where it's gone for you up until this point.
Yeah. So before COVID happened, I was actually going on tour doing stand-up in the States with a guy named Kayvon, who took me under his wing. He's like an LA comedian. And I actually asked him if I could open for him when he came to Toronto last year. And, you know, he thought it was funny, so he let me open for him. And I did well. And then he's like, yo, man, you want to come to LA next year and come open for me there? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So I went last year as well for a week. And then he's like, oh, I'm actually working on a show in Vegas in December. Jeez. This is before 2020.
Okay.
Or, before 2020, and he's like, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, of course. And then so what happened was he built this whole show, a Christmas show at the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas. And
that's also a super famous spot.
One of the most famous clubs in the world, right?
Super famous.
And so we were on, like, I went there for 5 days, and I was on a billboard, which was crazy. I was like, okay, I was in Toronto, man. I was like, it was sick. And so I was like, all happened at once, but it was because I was just being proactive, and I, you know, put myself out there. And so all that stuff was happening, and I was getting on a roll doing stand-up,
catching momentum.
Finally, after 4 years of busting my ass, like bombing on so many stages, and like, you know, not getting laughs here and there, and, you know, fucking tanking. But so January hit, and then he's like, yo, I'm actually doing a full 3-week tour in other states in the US. He's like, you want to come there too? So I was like, yeah, let's go. So I'm like, I was loving it. So we went to, like, we were doing Vegas to, like, California to Texas, you know, like Connecticut.
Shit,
like,
you're on tour, bro.
Yeah. So, like, legit.
Like Drake on your fucking
I know.
I got shows all over.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I was like, I'll take me anywhere, bro. I'll go to Maine, wherever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I don't care. Small town. But so that was happening, and then February, I came back home and I did a full 3 weeks again on my own stand-up thing, like tour in Ottawa and Montreal.
Oh, so that was just yours though?
That was just my own thing. Like I was just like doing like I was on these like weekend shows, like because the owner of the Yuck Yucks liked what I was doing online.
Wow.
And so he's like, yeah, come open for the headliners. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, and he paid me and stuff. So I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna keep taking these opportunities, obviously. And I was getting better and better on stage. My craft was, I just feel myself getting better.
More people get to know you.
More people get to know you. And that was when I was building my following. It was getting bigger and bigger at the time. And there are people actually in those cities coming to see me now.
Wow.
And I was
that's
like,
crazy.
This is dope.
Yeah. And that's a different feeling.
It's a different feeling. Yeah. And I felt great. I was like, man, like, and I wanted to do better. Yeah. So it made me work harder.
Of course.
And so I finally came back March 1st. I remember I came back home, and that was when the coronavirus talk was happening. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what is this going on, right? I was about to go back to the States for like a month and do more shit, like better stuff. And then like they're like, yeah, pandemic, we have to lock down. I was like, no. And then and the US was bad, and I was like, I can't go now.
Of course.
So then when that happened, I was actually in a very bad place in my own life, my personal life. My career stuff was going right in a way. But I was neglecting my whole personal life up until that point. Yeah. And I didn't realize until my brother told me, because he keeps it 100 with me. Yeah. And he realized, he's like, yeah, man, like I was like, gaining more weight. I wasn't taking care of myself, my body, my everything. Yeah. And so that I was actually a blessing when the lockdown happened. Yeah. I took a whole month of social media. Yeah. So I was like, this is a time for me to fix my self before I do anything else, before I get back in, because I didn't realize how many bad habits I had. Of course, you don't see it yourself.
It's hard when you're so focused on that dream, like you're just doing anything to get there.
Yeah, it was too focused on one path. Like there was no balance in my life, and so it was not sustainable long term, right?
For sure.
And so I took a whole month off. I worked on myself. I, got rid of all my bad habits, or at least most of them, developed better new ones. Like I developed an actual morning routine, a night routine, fixed my sleep,
that's huge,
my diet, my,
those things are
exercise,
huge.
Started losing weight. I was starting to feel better. Yeah. And you know, like my mood was changing. I was fixing relationships, you know, like within my family, and like, so all that stuff happened, and then I was like, yo, I came back after a month, and I started smashing out content because I was ready. I was
put
ready
yourself
now.
in a crazy position to be like, okay, let's go now.
Yeah, now it's go time. I was like itching to go now, and I'm like, and I had a different drive at this point. I was like, man, like this is my time to shine. Like I have to, like I'm on, like I have the base of it already over the past like year. Yeah. Now it's the next step. I have to go harder.
When you get at that time too, everyone's staring at their phones during that whole pandemic, like just like
ready.
And you're like, okay,
because no one knew I was taking a month off. So my brother was, because I didn't go on my social media at all.
Wow.
I didn't touch it. My brother was one who has access to my account because he handles some of the business side of things. And he's like, yo, man, like people are like stressing for you to come back. They're like, they thought I was like gone, like something happened to me. Damn. Like a lot of people after like the days went by. Yeah. Because I'm whole month. Like people are used to seeing me every day.
Yeah, but every other day. What I like what you said is like you took that time and you fixed habits, your mental health, all that stuff, relationships with family, stuff like that. Like people don't realize that when everything around you is good, your business, your career path, whatever it may be, like you're gonna flourish, right? Yeah. And like you came back 10 times harder, right? And like and that was kind of, I feel like, and that was when I really became like when I saw you online, was I most likely after that, right? Moving into like April. And you came out firing, bro.
It was impossible not to see your content. Yeah, man. By the way, it wasn't like multi-platforms. Like I'm on everyone. Like, oh, fuck,
I wasn't following you, bro, and I was seeing your posts like 5 times a day, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Because I'm seeing the stories. I'm like, yo, this guy's fucking funny, bro. Especially with the Italian shit. I was like, yo, I can relate. This is hilarious, right? So, boom, right away I had to follow you. I'm like, yo, it's just 2 jokes. Man, like, my mom, who's in her 50s, was showing me your videos, bro.
It's crazy.
Yes, bro.
Love it.
Yes, man. She's like, yo, you got to see this guy. He's fucking hilarious. I'm like, bro, what my mom is doing, I'm like, okay, this guy's doing something right? Yeah. So I started following you right away, which led to me reaching out, right? And being like, yo, we got to get this shit going. But I want to talk about how much content you were putting out, the growth from when you're like, okay, you took that month off, boom, now you're in. Like, I want to talk about the amount of content, how you stay consistent doing that much content, the type of content you put out, right? Yeah. It's important.
Because, like, bro, we do content all day here. We run content for clients, but I'm still looking at your page like, how the fuck is this guy posting this many videos? How?
Yeah.
Right? Like, we have a whole team here, and I'm still like, yo, we couldn't even pump that many videos. This guy's snapping, right? So I guess touching on his question, how the fuck did you do that? How much content are you actually producing, and how are you staying on top of it? Because that's the main thing. Yeah. Because you've been so consistent since you've started going ham, I guess, right? Again,
pretty much. Yeah.
That's fucking 8-9 months, bro.
Yeah.
People flourish for 2 weeks, and then they're like, yo, this is tough. I can't keep this up. Yeah. But so how?
So before I took that month off, all I was doing with my content, I was focused just on my career stuff. It was easy to get content out because I was just focusing on the content. Yeah. So I was just, like, every day I was just film stuff on the spot. Post. Like, have it ready, edit, post the next day, next 2 days, have them in the bank.
And that's you filming, editing.
Me filming, editing, everything. Writing, producing, everything. Lighting, angles, everything.
That's
like,
impressive,
and then, like, some here and there, like, if I need a moving shot, I'll ask my brother. But then, he doesn't give a fuck.
That's impressive, man. It's impressive.
So I had to use what I had. Like, I had to deal with whatever I had at home. And so I was like, I'm on my own, so I have to make use of it. So before I took the break, it was all just like me on the spot kind of filming, and like, you know, it was kind of like half-assing it in a way, but I was still doing a lot. But when I took the month off, another thing I worked on was starting to plan my stuff. So I started writing stuff down. I actually got a booklet. It's a planner by Brendan Bouchard, and it's a daily planner, and it's already written out for you every day. And it has the times,
different sections and stuff,
sections to write stuff in, like what you need to get done, top 3 goals, priorities of the day, tasks that must be done today, who you need to reach out to, everything. It has everything that's lined up for you, and it's the course of 2 months. The whole booklet.
We gotta get you a fucking sponsorship, bro.
Yeah, no, put this guy on. Jesus, Brendan Bouchard, bro. I'm gonna get it. Watch. I swear to God, this guy changed my life.
Crazy.
And so I started planning now. I'm like, okay, like, and my brother was one who was the reason I even started doing that, because he was doing that too. So we started like planning out our days, our weeks, and now months. And now we have like a whole year planned pretty much. And so we kind of work backwards. I'm like, man, like how am I going to pump out fucking 150 videos in 3 months? Yeah.
Jesus.
So
when you just say it, like I'm just
that's
like,
fucked.
my heart just like skipped.
Like it's like it has to be done, right? And I'm trying to aim for 14 videos a week right now. It was started off at one a day, bro. And then my brother's like, yo, you have to jack it up to 2 days. And then now it's like sometimes I do 3 if I have something else. Of course. Like, fuck it, why not? It's just more content, the better.
And I want you to show everybody quickly. You say you film with your phone, right?
Yeah.
Yo, show that to the camera.
There's no excuses here, man. There's
show
no
it to the
excuses.
camera, man.
I dropped this shit February 27th around, I swear, I'm pretty sure it was that day. I remember vividly when I was in Ottawa, I was filming a TikTok, me dancing stupid ass fucking TikTok song, and I dropped this shit because I didn't have a tripod. I leaned it on a window, so
let's go.
And it fell. No excuses, bro.
And I want, and for everybody that can't see, who's listening to their phones, it's a fucking cracked up iPhone, bro. There's no damn excuses.
Literally,
all your content, your 14 videos a week coming from there.
Everything. And like obviously there could be more efficient ways of doing it, but I can't afford shit right now.
Yeah, but it's the point.
It's the point, man.
It's the point of that. There's no excuse, bro.
No excuse.
That's what we want to preach.
That's what we're trying to preach.
Someone's out there saying, "Oh, but my phone's cracked. That's why I'm not going to make the video."
Bro, this is more than cracked, bro. This is shattered. Yeah. But like that's the thing. It's like you have to I'm like if I'm doing 14 videos, and it's hard for me too. Don't get me wrong, but. Like at least you gotta try.
Yeah.
Like man, you don't think you can do 1 video a week? Start off with 2 videos a week every other day. It's like it's possible.
Yeah.
It's all in your mind.
That's how you started
it's all
too,
in your
right?
mind.
Now you're just like, okay, let's up it. Let's up the dose.
Yeah, literally now 1 a day is like almost too easy for me.
Okay, so you said the more content the better. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I want you to elaborate on that because a lot of there's people that don't agree with that.
Yeah.
They might think, oh, I'm being annoying or I'm overdoing it. Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think it has to do with the industry you're in, or do you think because you're doing funny videos that it's okay to post more of them? I'm cool to post all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's great. But
I agree.
How did you get over that?
Honestly, it doesn't matter because also I love Gary Vee. I watch a lot of Gary Vee.
Yes, I was about to get into that because I love Gary Vee.
He's my god, bro.
And your fucking impressions, bro.
Fucking content, okay? Like, we're gonna fucking post like 17 TikToks a day.
I love it, bro, because
I'm fucking rush. Like, what are you doing? Okay, like, fuck your parents. They don't know shit.
Yo, you know what, bro? I fucking love it because I literally watch Gary Vee every fucking day, bro. Same. And then when I hear I'm just like, bro, how did he fucking nail this down perfectly, bro?
Nailed it, bro.
Right? But that. Okay, so Gary Vee, so that's an inspiration.
I get my inspiration from him because he, like, as much as I make fun of him, but like I have much love for the guy. Yeah, he's changed my life in many ways, and my brother, like, where in terms of like just the way he talks about content and how it's very micro. It like doesn't matter because at the end of the day, whenever you post your content, most people won't even see that video. Yeah. So if you post another video, another round of people will see that video. Yeah. So it's not up to you to decide. It's up to the audience to decide
there you go.
what they see, what they don't see.
He does a good job kind of saying that. He makes it seem like you can't be selfish with it. You have to remember that. Just put it out there.
Just put it out. You never know who's going to see it.
Exactly.
Because also another thing that I was doing a lot, and I still do, but it's a part of what I do now is I have on my Instagram, I have business analytics. Okay. So it tells me when I have the highest traffic.
Which days, which times
to post my videos. So I go by that still, obviously. I post like my main videos around like 2 to 3. Beautiful. That's when I get the highest traffic. But I'll be like, okay, I'll also post at 7 now.
Yeah.
Catch everyone at night. There's different people who will see my video at 7 that will never see it at 2.
Of course.
But and then it's maybe a different video, but who cares? Like,
and then it's a quick share to their friend.
Doesn't matter. Boom, And like you never know who will see it too, because I have more and more people following me now that actually are higher status too, who
can give you opportunity,
give opportunities, or can work together. And I'm like, and that's happening many times now where I'm like, I post at midnight and some person reached out who like would never reach out to me, but they saw it at 12 a.m.
Yeah. Because they're done work and that's when they have time to look at their phone or whatever it is.
Different country, different area code.
Shit, yeah.
So that's how I see it too, even with the platform too, because someone on TikTok might see you that would have never seen you on Instagram.
Exactly. That's why I cross post on both apps as well.
Of course.
I do also original stuff on TikTok too, but I also post my Instagram videos on TikTok and like vice versa because it's just more content, and like people don't have TikTok, and vice versa, they don't have Instagram. So you just want to show it everywhere.
It's tough to kind of track that kind of growth and seeing if it's working, but you have to see it over time. And I'm sure over time you've seen, posting every day on Instagram works for me, and it's been helping me. So I'm going to keep doing it, right? So I think when you put yourself in that mindset, it's more long term. You're thinking, I'm going to post 2 videos a day But I don't expect that to change my life in 4 days, but maybe in 2 months, maybe 3 months, right?
Yeah.
So you got to look at the long term. I think you've done 100%. A great job of that, bro.
Yeah, because you never know when something can happen, and it's not like there's an end goal here.
Yeah.
This is like a lifelong.
It's a passion.
Keep doing whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
Just keep going.
Well, this is like,
no matter what you're doing.
And this is like where people are like, hey, like, how long is it gonna take for me to build my brand? And we're like, listen, your brand, you never stop building your brand.
Yeah, you never stop.
You build it from 100 people looking at you to 2,000, from 2,000 to 5 to 500,000 to 1 million to 3 million to 7, whatever it is, right? It never ends. It never ends, right? But what I like about your content, I think it's cool and it's important. We always push this is collaboration. Like you were.
Sorry, I was just taking a picture. I had to be ready.
You were got the pose. You were collaborating with our friend Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy.
A couple weeks ago, you guys posted a video, but I see you collaborating with a whole bunch of guys. There's the guy who you always do the Canadian stuff with.
Austin. Yeah,
yo, he's killer shit, bro.
Yeah, he's
killer
great
shit.
too, yeah.
You guys team up good too.
Yeah,
you guys have both different vibes
together. Yeah, we have good chemistry. Yeah.
What's the like? How did that start? Who was the kind of the first people you started collaborating with? Because I feel like some creators are like, yo, I'm ready to fucking, or some even comedians, whatever it may be, I'm ready to collaborate all day. Some are like, I don't know, it might hurt my brand, or
my people don't want to see that, or
like,
I don't want to like,
or I'm being selfish and I don't want to push someone else in my industry. Like I don't want to give someone else
things, right? Real life things.
Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I just, when I first started, I was like, I don't care. I just want to do more stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care who it's with. Like, obviously, it has to be someone I also fuck with that is not even on my brand, but also is just a funny person.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the following. Obviously, Austin, like, we don't have the same amount of followers, but he's the best actor, funniest person I know.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to not collab with him. Like, we both help each other out.
Yeah.
In many ways. And so it's kind of like, there's no ego here. I just want to create more and give other people opportunities, because I got people who gave me opportunities, and I just want to give back as well. It's a cycle. It's like, it's the best way to go about it, because you also like free up your own mind, and instead, because a lot of people who have egos are like, no, like I don't want to do this because this person's like looks like this or has this many followers, not as cool as me, or that. It's like you're just you're killing your own brand, you're killing your own vibe, and it shows, and through content,
you're setting your own standards that
no one gives a fuck about. So it's like you're only stopping yourself from getting better.
And that's something Gary Vee says a lot too. You just don't think too much about it.
No,
right?
don't think about it.
Go do it.
Just put it out.
Right? Literally. That's something too, because like going back to it again, you could put out a piece of content. It's there for 1 second for that person, then it's gone.
And it's quick attention. The attention span these days is very short.
It's peanuts, bro.
Peanuts. Yeah.
Like you might put out a 30-second video, they watch 10 seconds, laugh, swipe, gone.
And I know that. I know majority of people who probably watch my content, like either swipe through, they will like because it's me. They're like, fuck, let me support them. They'll like, maybe they'll comment, which is great. And then obviously there's like a small portion who genuinely die hard will watch every video.
You're actually in the small portion that actually watch, to be honest.
No, we have to, man. You got to see our DMs, bro. Our chats show our boys. We're sending shit back and forth. It's fucking hilarious. What I'm curious about, and this is just for me, I'm just curious, of like all the skits you do, like the Persian stuff, the Italian stuff, like the Toronto Mans, like what is there one that you just get the most love on? Like you just get the highest traction? Like
for sure. It's between the Persians and the Italians, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Honestly,
my favorite,
it's more so Italians.
For recently, because we're fucking nuts, bro. My mom is fucking. My mom's sending me your videos, bro. You understand? Like,
there was one I was dying, bro. I showed my whole family. It was I think the national anthem one.
The soccer,
bro. Holy fuck, bro. Dude, when you started doing those outdoor ones on the pitch there.
Oh, there's so much
the
coming,
celebrations, bro. I was fucking crying, bro.
Yeah, those are fun, man.
For me, it's the mortadella news, bro.
Yeah, I just posted one today, so
bro, you talking about Alessandra show.
That's the thing, man. When the pandemic happened too, I what I do with content is like, I try to keep it topical. So that means like, when certain things happen in the world, I try to tie it into the videos sometimes. So it's I did with all the characters I had at the time. I was like, yo, fucking, I don't know, Italians during the pandemic be like, or Persians,
Persian tying
dad,
into whatever's happening in the world.
Like how they would react during a pandemic. So it's like, it almost creates content for me.
Of course.
It's like
and
all
people are actually feeling it more because
they're living it.
Well, genuine, it's
more relatable, right? It's like, oh fuck, my Italian dad actually just said that to me this morning.
Exactly,
right?
So now you go and you're like, hey, Ma, Dad, Pa, we need you in the fucking videos. How does that go along?
So, well, that's the thing. Like over the years, they obviously, like at first they didn't even know what I was doing. I had to prove to them and to myself that this is for me, and like obviously I can excel. And I started to show results along the way, here and there. I was doing mini shows here, some views on this video here,
showing
here and there. Showing the bag, that $200 after 2 years. Yeah, it's a lot of money. $2 bills after 2 years. And so, over the years, they got it more and more supportive. And because I was pumping out YouTube videos when I first started weekly, like full videos. I was like, this is what I'm doing now. I was doing that in 2014, but no one knew that. Yeah. But that's where it all starts. That's where it all started. And that's why I'm so comfortable and good now. Yeah. It's because of all the shit I had to go through in the past 4 years. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, a lot of people see just like the rewards, just the best parts.
That's like me coming in and saying, hey, I started taking notice to your gram April, May this year.
You're probably like this fucking cock. You're a piece of shit. 5 years.
Stupid fuck.
You fucking motherfucker.
And that's where it's like, and that's where it's like, someone who doesn't understand this world will come in and be like, oh, look, this guy he just popped up, started making videos, and he's hilarious, and people love him. Yeah. They didn't see the 4 years, right?
Man, not even that. It's like they think, like, oh, like, maybe they'll see a bad video of me now. Like, oh, this guy sucks. But like, they don't have any context either. So I actually don't care about that because I'm like, oh, well, it doesn't matter because inevitably, someone will always think that.
Of course.
So that's the other thing that will also stop people from continuing posting. Because they get in their own heads because they think this person's right.
Of course. Man, they don't get one bad message. You're like, oh shit, this guy's right.
Everyone's
nothing to do with you. It's subjective at the end of the day, and it's like it's just you have to continue doing what you want to do, and that's all that matters. And so like when I was doing YouTube videos, I was just pumping them out as much as I could, and then you learn and you grow and. Just have to keep
your
going.
parents. Sorry.
I was trying to remember what that question was. I was trying to stall. So I pump videos. So like YouTube, I pump out videos. So YouTube, But anyway, so like you know YouTube, right? Yeah. Oh right, my mom. Yeah. No, so it's funny because when I was starting YouTube, I pranked my mom. That was the first ever video that I put my mom in, but she didn't even know. Yeah. I was a prank on my mom saying I sold drugs. Yeah. And obviously she was like terrified. She was like heart sunk and all this shit. And like she was like worried. She was crying. She was like, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, how could you do this to us? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then like I obviously was like, it's a prank. And then like it got a lot of views on YouTube. And then after that, I started pranking her more because there's people who were like, yo, please prank your mom with this. Yeah. I started doing it more, and then she was in them more. Yeah. And then she would get pissed, and people would be like, yo, this is just hilarious.
It's the best.
So, and she also kind of started to enjoy it a little bit. Yeah. Even though she was pissed off, like, Neema, don't film me. Like, I don't look good. Yeah. And then after YouTube finished, a couple of years went by, and then I started doing Instagram videos, and she saw all the traction I got all of a sudden on Instagram. She was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And then I was like, yo, just do one video with me. So the first video I posted of her on Instagram, start of last year, it blew up. It's like still the most viewed thing on my page.
Come on,
it's
what
like,
is it?
It's like, it's me like, it's a video of me at a club pouring shots into girls' mouths. Yeah, it's like all white girls. And like, and it cuts to my mom. I'm filming her watch my story.
Oh, that's
so
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that was the very first video. Yeah, I posted this quick content. I put it together. It was a minute long, and she's like swearing. She's like, "Oh my God, who are these like white girls? Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, Neema, what is this?" Like, she's like snapping my language, right? She's like, "Oh my God, never ever do this again." And like obviously all the Persians could relate at first, course, but like it's honestly like most moms I feel like would say stuff like that. Yeah. But at first, because you're speaking Farsi, like all the Persians were like it snapped on the Persian sites everywhere on Instagram. So that blew up. Yeah. And then when she saw all the comments about how people loved my mom, she was like, she got a little giddy. She got excited. She's like coming to me. She's like, Neema, look at what this person said to me. They said, I'm funny. You are stupid. And that's when like because that's when like the stupid thing happened too, because which is a part of my thing. Yeah. She's like, and so after that, and most videos after, she called me like Neema, like a stupid Neema. Like, that's just like what she calls me. As a kid, she's been calling me like in our own language. But in English, it translates to stupid because Persians, they can't pronounce stupid without putting an E in front. Yeah, right? Because it's stupid, And also, I think, Italians, Spanish people, a lot of other people say have the E in front of it too, right? Yeah. So that's why it's relatable. And so that became a thing, and then now my mom's like fucking popular.
Yeah, she goes, man.
People love her, like diehards. Yeah,
she's gonna get her own gram. She gotta
literally
get going.
Straight up. People hound me every day.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Neema, like, please post another video with mom. She's the only reason I follow you. All this shit.
Jeez.
And I'm like, all right,
okay, we'll take it.
We'll take it. Merch out.
Yeah,
With face on her and a hat.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, that's crazy, man.
I'm gonna flip it a bit here. What's the best kind of message you've gotten from a fan or anything? And
man.
best, it could be a nude, it could be a joke, it could be whatever you want. What's the best thing in your perspective?
A lot of dick pics.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No dick pics. Yeah, thankfully.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of dudes sliding in too, but I'm not gay, so it doesn't even matter. But just letting you know, guys also are into me.
Okay.
Just an ego thing, I guess. Yeah.
Confidence thing.
Just a confidence thing. I'm just trying to stroke more.
Brush it off,
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But no, like, there's been a lot of, I've had recently, especially, or even in the beginning, I've gotten a lot of people messaging me talking about how, I got one specifically, for example, was this girl was like, yo, my mom died yesterday, and the only thing that could make me smile and not cry is watching your videos.
Wow.
Yeah,
so that was like, that hit me hard. I was like, man, like, this is crazy.
Christ,
like, this is how much impact I'm having on people.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, man, this is exactly why I'm still doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I want to entertain. I also want to inspire and help people out, and, like, bring joy to the world, right?
Yeah.
Because it brings me joy. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
And so I got a lot of those, like, recently too. You know, I get them here and there, different ways. But
do you have anyone that has been inspired by you and is trying to do the same things as you now?
Yeah, man. Many many younger kids or even people my age. Yeah. They're starting to do their own things. Like, one girl, actually, I remember this was 2 weeks ago. I was doing a live stream on Instagram. And I go live with other people. I just I bring them in because I want to talk to people. Yeah. And like, I just, it's fun. And this one girl, I start talking to her, and her name's Alicia. Shout out Alicia. If she sees this,
shout out Alicia.
She's a big fan, and I appreciate her a lot. And she's like, hey, I listened to your podcast, and you talk about, because I always try to talk about, like, on my podcast, it's more real shit. It's not just me being funny like I'm on my socials.
It's more about you,
it's
and
more
in
depth, about me. And I talk about just being real, like, staying confident and being consistent in your work, and just going for what you love, and working hard. And she's like, like, I got inspired to kind of drop out of school to pursue, like, this other thing with nursing, and then I'm doing this other job on the side to make money so I can do this. And it was because of you.
That's huge.
She said that straight to my face. And
literally changed someone's whole life.
Literally. I'm like, man, this is insane.
Yeah.
And I was like, so obviously appreciative of it. And it made me feel really great knowing that, okay, so, it's not that I need validation, but it's reassuring to know that I'm actually making something happen.
That's not someone saying, oh, that's jokes, bro. Good job. Like, that's,
I don't need that.
That's different kind.
This is
but that's what keeps you going. It keeps you going, right? Because it
makes me,
you're an entrepreneur at the end of the day. As an entrepreneur, there's days where you're like, fuck, man, I don't feel like posting that video. For us, it's like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this shit for the client today. When you get that kind of reassurance or validation, quote unquote, that's what gets you up. You're like, yo, you know what? Fuck, let me do this. Yeah, let me post this video today. Yo, you know what? I was gonna do a video. Let me do 3 videos today, right? It's a different type of validation.
And you won't get that validation unless you put yourself out there.
Right?
Yeah,
that's why, and that's
for the podcast, for your podcast, for your videos. Like, what if she didn't watch just that one? That changed her whole life.
Exactly.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Is she even mentioned how it was a specific episode.
There you go.
So I'm like, it's exactly why. Just do whatever.
Every piece,
just do it.
Yeah,
just post shit. You never know who it's gonna help. And then obviously a lot of kids like, yo, man, I'm started my own YouTube channel thanks to you. I started this because of you.
That's
like,
huge,
I'm doing this
man.
because of you. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking great. Keep going.
That's huge,
like,
bro.
I just love it. I love it. I love seeing that.
And I love that you've done that too, because you've made it obvious to people with doing that podcast, right? That's a little bit more personal. You're saying, you know what? I'm more than just jokes here. Like, I'm more than just comedian here. I actually have an experience here. I have a life too. I've learned lessons, and I want to show them. And I think that kind of attachment is beyond just being a comedian after that, right? And people will have that crazy attachment with you, man, and they'll be with you forever if that's the kind of things that you're changing in their life, man. And that's
those are the kind of messages you're getting. Those people are lifetime fans of whatever you do, right?
Yeah, and that's all I want.
Yeah.
And, I want to build a community.
Yeah.
Not just have fangirls or fanboys. I want
to watch one video.
I don't care. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I want people who are fully supportive, fully invested.
Yeah.
And like, my job is to provide value.
Of course.
And then if
they're going Gary V mode all the time.
I know, right?
I'm like, Gary V.
Seriously.
Fucking
kindness, okay? Like, value, like, means more than anything. Don't fucking stop, okay?
Bro,
like,
he needs to hear that.
Yeah, no, he will.
He needs to hear that.
He will. Yeah, I just know it. I'm gonna have a fucking meeting with them.
That's
amazing. I'll show him all our videos. Yeah.
Bro,
That's fucking jokes.
What's the next play here? I know you said there's no end goal here. Mm-hmm. It's just you want to keep doing keep doing this. This is your passion, right? But I mean, where can you see yourself going? Do you see yourself doing anything different? Do you see yourself changing in ways or offering different things, offering different kind of value?
Yeah, I want to continue doing what I'm doing with online stuff, but I also want to eventually be in movies and like TV shows. Like
you were on something. Yeah. I seen you posted.
Yeah, I was on The Boys.
Yeah,
on Amazon
Netflix.
Prime.
Was it
Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime. There you go.
Yeah, it was like a short scene, but it was my first TV debut.
Dope.
I was like, this is amazing. Start somewhere again, right? Yeah. And I got fucking brutally shanked in the back.
Really? Oh, nice.
But it was a sick death, and I got the bag once again.
Yeah, there you
go. That's it. So. I just want so we're actually working on like creating our own studio spaces and like having our own offices.
Beautiful.
To create more stuff, higher quality, and I'm actually starting to hire a team together to build to have more content ready.
That's big.
Videographers, editors to just make things go faster.
Of course.
And then we have a couple of TV pilots ready to pitch to Netflix and all these people movies, stuff like that. So I want to just do everything, and then obviously my goal mostly is to tour the world doing stand-up, but that's on hold.
Yeah.
So for now,
well, clearly,
the rest of the shit,
where we're at.
Yeah, but I'm working on also doing live stream comedy shows.
Dope.
So I'm gonna do my first one this month for my birthday. It's November 26th.
Oh shit!
It's gonna be a triple threat comedy show. So it's gonna be we're gonna do a full live stream on every device.
I'm on it
too, bro.
We'll see what happens. You gotta try new things. You never know.
You gotta adapt too, right? With the times.
You see what happens, and that's it. Like if it fails, it fails. You learn, you get better, you do different things. So yeah,
keep it moving.
It's just more stuff, more content, really.
Of course, bro.
And I got a question for you. We ask everybody on the show. Money buys happiness.
Does it?
Quick chuckle. I'm not gonna ask you does it. I'm just gonna ask you what you think when you hear that statement.
Okay. I don't think it does.
Okay.
In a way, it could. I think it doesn't buy happiness. It buys opportunity.
Okay.
To provide happiness, if that makes sense, because like for me, any money I will make going forward, I'm not gonna use it to spend on random shit I don't need, or putting it back into my brand and investing it and just getting better and better and bigger, and that will make me happy because it's actually worth it. It's something that is necessary,
of course.
But like I think money buys happiness is like people talking about, like I can go to Ibiza finally, or like that's gonna make me happy. And on a beach, Ferrari, in an island, and shit, Ferrari, Lambos, fucking Ferragamo, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I don't need that stuff, and that doesn't make me happy. It makes me happy to continue doing what I love, and if I require more money to do more things that I love, then that's great.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah, that's what we say. We pretty much say it for us. Money is like kind of the tool, but it's what you do with it that really makes the difference.
You just said it yourself.
Exactly.
You invest in not going to Ibiza. Fuck.
No, I mean that's fine. That's nice too.
I was gonna say, come on,
here and there, of course.
You'll be happy in Ibiza, I promise you. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm happy in a dungeon and in Ibiza.
But you know that's not the true happiness you're looking for, right? That's why.
It's very temporary.
Yeah. I think people get turned off because they think of those things, right? Like, just because you want to buy a Lamborghini or just because you want this, right? But I think when you turn it that way and you're saying, no, the money I'm going to invest in myself is going to make me happy.
That's different. Yeah, it's
different.
And that's the way we see it, and that's kind of what we've always preached. If you listen back on all our episodes since we started this thing, that's kind of the reason we chose the name. We wanted to choose something that was a little bit like controversial. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
No, why not?
But when we spit the facts and spit why we chose that name and what we think about it, it's you pretty much nailed it. It's pretty much exactly the way we see it too. So
amazing.
Yeah, man. I mean,
love to hear that.
I mean, maybe you can leave our viewers or listeners off with a quick message, something you want to say to anyone listening,
and let them know where they can find you on socials as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
we'll drop it everywhere.
Well, first of all, have fucking patience, okay?
Literally posting all these clips.
Yeah, kindness, humility.
It's true.
Yeah. Garage sale, eBay. But no, just honestly, like whatever you want to do in life, it's all about consistency and having a passion for it, and nothing else matters. Honestly, I know it sounds cheesy, but you only live once, and you're gonna put everything that you actually want to do on hold for what? Like just to make a little bit more money to survive? I'd say just try to do whatever you want now, what makes you happy, and try to communication is key too, man. Being open to people around you that you love and you care for is so key. it's very important to communicate with people around you and build better relationships. That's a big thing in my own life. And yeah, so just fucking patience and Gary V.
Gary V every day.
You can find me on Gary V. but you can find me on every social media channel at Neema Naz, NeemaNaz, and look out for big things coming out.
Big things. Man. Listen, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure. Been trying to get it going.
Out, bro.
And I want to say, man, just I appreciate everything you're doing. I appreciate a lot of what you said. And the world, especially now, needs laughs more than ever. It needs happiness and kindness and that vibe. So I appreciate you trying to give that to the people.
Yeah, for sure. Bro. Yeah, it's my goal in life. Here to entertain and inspire and
cool, man.
Make people laugh.
You're doing it, bro.
That's it, baby.
Let's do it. Keep it up, man.
Thank you, guys.
Episode out.
Yeah, appreciate it.